joining local labor leaders demanding the state take steps to curb the use of robo-taxis in Los Angeles.
2 weeks on a hunger strike, yellow taxi medallion owners are getting the financial relief.
Federal agents say this operation prevented fentanyl from flooding communities across the country.
Well, it has been something that you might have been noticing, and we have too. It seems to be harder to get a cab or rideshare lately.
Los Angeles woke up to what seemed like an ordinary rush hour. At 6 a.m., the 405 freeway was already vibrating with the familiar hum of thousands of engines. Among them, hundreds of yellow taxis blended seamlessly into the morning chaos, clean, licensed, and loaded with passengers heading to the airport, offices, and downtown hotels. But on this particular morning, something else was happening beneath the surface. Inside a DEA command center, a countdown clock struck 0. With a single command, all units execute. 800 federal agents and LAPD officers launched a synchronized citywide operation unlike anything Los Angeles had ever seen. At intersections, unmarked SUVs boxed in taxis. At LAX, officers swarmed a row of cabs. Downtown, entire blocks came to a standstill as patrol cars cornered yellow sedans. Passengers were rushed out in panic, drivers ordered to cut their engines and step aside. Within minutes, 500 taxis stopped across the city at the exact same moment. But this wasn't a traffic violation sweep. Agents weren't interested in the drivers. They weren't looking for paperwork. They were searching for what was hidden inside the cars. More precisely, beneath the driver's seats. Unbeknownst to the men and women who had spent years earning an honest living behind the wheel, each taxi carried a secret, a hydraulic compartment holding 20 kilograms of high-purity cocaine. The drivers were not the criminals. They were the camouflage. The operation had begun.
Users are down. Cocaine and meth is on the rise in our area. We first report on the increase this summer, and this bust here is proof. The cartels are getting creative in how they're smuggling the
drug.
For
5 years, the Yellow Cab Company of Los Angeles operated as a flawless transportation service. They held every city permit, passed every safety inspection, and moved millions of passengers with spotless consistency. To the public, the company was trustworthy. To the government, compliant. But to the DEA, something didn't add up. The shocking truth emerged slowly. The entire company had been purchased by a cartel, not to provide transportation, but to build a drug distribution network that would stay invisible for years. Every one of the 500 taxis had been secretly modified. In a privately owned garage, Cartel hired engineers constructed high-grade hydraulic compartments beneath seats and inside doors. These weren't sloppy hideouts. They were professionally engineered, lead-lined chambers designed to defeat X-ray scanners and drug-sniffing dogs. Each hidden unit could hold up to 20 kilograms of narcotics. Multiply that by 500 cabs, and the cartel had created a moving capacity of 10 tons of drugs in daily circulation. The brilliance of the system? The drivers never knew. They were real employees with background checks, schedules, and legitimate pickups. Dispatchers, who were actually cartel coordinators, assigned routes that seemed random but were carefully crafted. A driver might pick up a passenger at LAX, unaware the individual was a courier. They dropped them at a hotel, not knowing the hotel room was a distribution point. The real cargo was hidden inches beneath the driver's feet. The cartel had created the perfect cover, a real business hiding a massive criminal empire.
The Taxi and Limousine Commission has realized that they really have to start helping these yellow cabs, which are being battered by those cars.
After 13 months of surveillance, DEA agents still lacked one critical piece of evidence: proof of the hidden compartments. Stopping even a single taxi could alert the cartel, causing them to dump vehicles, burn evidence, or flee the country. The operation needed something more subtle. That's when Agent Maria Rodriguez made a bold decision: send someone inside. A rookie DEA agent applied for a job at the company, blending seamlessly into the workforce. For 2 months, he drove taxi after taxi, waiting for a slip-up from dispatch. And one night, it finally happened. He was assigned Vehicle 47 for a priority run to a warehouse district. After dropping off the passenger, he noticed something strange. The car felt lighter. A later check confirmed the difference, around 50 pounds missing. That 50 pounds was the smoking gun. Now the DEA had confirmation the taxis were carrying illegal cargo, but more proof was needed, and they needed it without alerting the cartel. A high-tech phase of the investigation began. Mobile X-ray vans, disguised as city maintenance trucks, were placed near taxi depots and airport terminals. As cabs tasked, ghostly images appeared on monitors, exposing rectangular shadow compartments welded into the frames. Out of 500 taxis, 340 were confirmed to be carrying hidden traps. Wiretaps revealed coded language. Priority pickup equals drug shipment. VIP client equals cash drop. Maintenance staff were actually cartel loaders. The evidence was overwhelming. Now they just needed to strike without letting a single...
1.7 million pills, meth, and more taken off the streets.
Fox 21's Nicole Fierro got an up-close look and is joining us live with the wild backstory behind this discovery as well, Nicole.
The DEA faced its biggest challenge. How do you stop 500 moving vehicles across 4,000 square miles at the same exact moment? If even one driver radioed dispatch, the cartel would destroy evidence instantly. The DEA called in the FBI's Cyber Warfare Division. The plan was risky, unprecedented, and borderline insane. Hijack the entire taxi company's dispatch system. On January 28th, inside the silent command center, Agent Rodriguez watched 500 blinking GPS dots moving across the map. At Dodger Stadium, 800 federal officers waited for the signal. At 6 a.m. sharp, a voice crackled through every taxi speaker. Attention all drivers, this is the Drug Enforcement Administration. Pull over immediately. You are not under arrest. The city froze. Cabs pulled over on highways, at stoplights, in parking lots, on residential streets, confused, afraid, and unaware of the truth beneath their seats. Agents approached gently, treating the drivers as victims, not suspects. With hydraulic tools, they cracked open compartment after compartment. Everywhere the same thing spilled out, tightly wrapped bricks of narcotics. Meanwhile, in Vernon, agents raided the secret garage. They didn't find oil changes. They found a full cartel assembly line. Welders, traps, schematics, everything. At corporate headquarters, CEO Carlos Mendez barricaded himself inside the server room, desperately trying to destroy evidence. But he was too late. The FBI had already mirrored the servers minutes earlier. The empire collapsed in one morning.
Close call for a yellow cab driver in Times Square. Take a look at this video. The road opening up underneath the cab.
By noon, the final tally was in. 6.8 tons of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and fentanyl seized, worth over $340 million. It became the largest vehicle-based narcotics seizure in the history of the DEA. But what happened next was unprecedented. The 500 drivers, men with families, bills, and clean records, were declared victims of labor exploitation. Not one was arrested. Instead, they received counseling, job assistance, and legal protection. Many broke down hearing the truth. They had unknowingly transported deadly drugs for years. The justice system...
New at 5, the Drug Enforcement Administration has arrested over 600 people in a massive operation against the Sinaloa drug cartel. That is according...
...focused its power where it belonged. Carlos Mendez, the CEO, was charged with trafficking, conspiracy, and human exploitation. The rookie agent's testimony destroyed any defense. Mendez was sentenced to life in federal prison without parole. The mechanics received 30-year sentences, the dispatchers 25. The yellow cab company was dissolved, its assets seized permanently. The taxis were scrapped, their frames too contaminated with hidden compartments to ever return to the road. Operation Yellow Line sent a powerful message. Cartels can hide in plain sight, but not forever. No business, no matter how legitimate it appears, is immune to corruption. And no criminal cover is perfect. The innocent drivers are now back on the road, this time with nothing hidden beneath their seats but the truth.